It's time for the Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show. Alongside head coach John Cook.
Here's one of their two experienced middles. Anne-Marie Ramos, he serves. Good pass. They run the slide. Andy Jackson. Kaboom! Ho, ho, ho! Punting, dents in the Devaney deck. The Mavs set up the offense. Bump set by the libero to the right front. Big rip. Amanda Hart. She's stopped by Becca Alec. Bad pass Gregorski. Outside set Shaylee Myers. Lincoln Southwest Doug. Now the big red. Jack back. Right side swing. Merritt Beeson. Kaboom! Off the dig into the crowd. The slide for Creighton. Blocked! Lindsay Krause. And their body bumping it wide. 21-8.
Here is your host, Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome in, everybody, to our Nebraska Volleyball Show. I'm Jessica Coody in for John Baylor tonight. We are set to be joined by the head coach, John Cook, any minute now. And if you want to be a part of the show, get those texts and calls in. 402-413-2400 on our Woodhouse Auto Family Hotline. Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner with 20 brands and 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. Well, big win for the Huskers coming off last night over Creighton. They had gone into the match wanting to be state champions. They had beat Omaha last week in Volleyball Day in Nebraska. And so I think I see Coach Cook running up right now, by the way. He'll be here any moment. But they went in saying that they wanted to be state champions, and so they took care of business. And, man, at times just absolutely looked very, very dominant. And winning 25-9 in the first set, 25-13 in the second set. Creighton hands Nebraska the first loss in a set, 25-23 in set 3, and then Huskers close it out 25-20 in set 4. I noticed a graphic on the TV show last night that the Huskers were the only team going into that match that had not lost a set all season in NCAA volleyball. So first one, we'll get Coach Cook's thoughts on how they bounced back. And Merritt Beeson with 17 kills, hitting over 800. Lindsay Krause with 12 kills. And Harper Murray with 10 kills. Becca Alec with 7 kills. And Bergen Riley 42 assists. And they are replaying the match right now on Big Ten Network. And Coach Cook, you made it. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks. Good to be here.
Congrats on the win. That was fun.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a good match, and crowd was great. 4 records broken this week.
Yeah, right. I was about to say, just another, that's all your program does is break records, apparently.
Yeah, well, Kearney broke the record, too.
Yeah.
It's, they're all-the-time attendance record, so it's volleyball's got a lot of momentum right now.
Yeah, it's been a fun week. You know, I know you've been asked a lot about last week, but now that the week has gone by, I mean, have you reflected on it anymore? Have you been able to take it in a little bit more?
No.
No.
No. It's moving on to the next point.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way it is. It's just nonstop, and we had went to K-State Sunday, and then we had Creighton Wednesday, and then Long Beach, and then we take off to Stanford. So it's just that time of year. It's 7 days a week, and you got to have a short memory and get ready, plan ahead for what's next.
Well, you guys talked about wanting to be state champions, and you achieved that last night. After the match, what were your big takeaways?
Well, I thought first 2 games we played really, really well, and then Creighton punched back, and they played great in game 3 and got us in a deuce game and won it. So hats off to them. And then I thought we regrouped and got after it in game 4 and finished it off really well. It was a bummer not having Nora Sis play for them. So that was tough for them because she carries a big load for them. But they're a very good team. They deserve their ranking. They do some exceptional things. Their setter's exceptional, and they're very well coached. They're a fun team to play because they make you play hard, and you got to play hard at every point. And they're just digging everything, and they've got some really good hitters. So Kirsten's doing a really nice job at Creighton. They're legit, and and again, that's why we call it beating state champions, because it's an accomplishment now. And everybody's playing everybody. For years, nobody played Omaha. For years, nobody played. We wouldn't play Creighton because the RPI. But now it's great competition, and kind of our dream is to see all 3 teams get in the tournament.
That'd be cool. Again, I know you don't talk about, oh, this is a young team, but it's still those freshmen first time playing in that match, the rivalry match, and I know there's a lot of emotion that goes into that. How do you like the way that your freshmen handled it?
Oh, I thought they did great. I think getting through the stadium match was, once we got through that, everything's easy now. Because that was, even for me, it was like, we've never experienced that. Nobody has ever experienced that. And there was a lot of build-up for that. And I was really, really worried how we'd handle it. Then you got to go handle the outdoor, that wind, and all the distractions going on. So, I mean, I was a mess thinking about how our team's going to play because there just was so much going on, so much stimulus going on. But they did a great job.
So you were pretty nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. Was that the most nervous you've been?
Not the most nervous. I was pretty nervous last night too, because Creighton, we really watched them on video, and I mean they just annihilated some really good teams. LSU, I mean they put on a clinic, and I'm like, holy cow! I mean, how these guys? It was unreal, and I'm thinking they play like that, it's gonna be trouble.
So let's go back to the first set. It's pretty close, and then all of a sudden, you guys just go on a run and just start dominating. What enabled you guys to rip off that run and really handle things in that first set?
Well, part of it was they had changed their lineup, so I think it was more on their side. I mean, we were really study focused, ready to go, and they were kind of working through that a little bit. So they made some uncharacteristic errors. Part of that was our pressure we put on them. We put a lot of pressure serving and our blocking defense. And, you're trying to get going and then you can't kill the ball. I mean, it's the same thing in football. You can't get a first down and you just start getting frustrated and then you start trying harder and then maybe you start taking more chances and you could potentially have turnovers. Very similar type feeling in that game one. And we really played well and kept the pressure on them the whole game.
I know you had said going into it you really wanted to get Merritt Beeson and Lindsey Krause going, and they got going last night.
Yeah, they did. We got after them a little bit, and worked really hard. We're working on some things that are starting to pay off. We have been working on things, I should say, that are starting to pay off, just with their techniques, their footwork, things like that. And last night was good to see. And that was a great match for Lindsey because last year, a year ago, we went 5 with them, and she was starting, and she played awful game one. And I just think it was up in CHI, it was a big crowd. Well, at that point, it was a record crowd, I think, and for a regular season match. And she played awful, but the 5th game, she took over and dominated. So I think she had a lot of confidence against Creighton coming in after the way she finished that match last year. I mean, I went and watched game 5 again, and I think she scored 6 of her 15 points. So she finished really strong. So. But we need, for us to be a great team, we got to have those outside hitters all firing, and they know that.
When I sat down with Jalen Reyes earlier in the week, he talked about how you guys really, a big focus was from the service line. Did you like the way they served better last night?
We put a lot of pressure on Creighton, and we had 6 aces, 6 errors. I'll take that any night, especially against Creighton's a very good passing team. And that's a great balance to have. What you want to try to avoid is 6 aces, but you got 15 errors. So that's a really good job by us. Probably our best serving night of the year, just with aces and errors against a really quality team.
What'd you like out of the middle blockers, Becca Alec and Andy Jackson? Boy, they just sometimes really just bring the fire and really can light things up.
You called it. Those guys are they're full of fire and they love to compete. And Andy's still kind of developing, and Becca is she's leading the conference in blocking right now, and Andy's leading the conference in attack percentage. So those guys are doing a great job. Jalen's training them, and we got to keep getting them the ball as much as we can.
Jalen was telling me again earlier this week about the USA setter for the men's team that was here inside the stadium. Really bragged on Bergen Riley and how she handled the win. That was not easy, and what you saw on TV didn't even do it justice of how she was able to manage things. What are you seeing out of her and that you like out of her?
So Jalen said Micah pointed that out?
Yeah, he said, kudos to your setter. Yeah. That is not easy what she did. He said 2 things, that the atmosphere was unbelievable, and shout out to your setter. That was unbelievable what she did.
Yeah, it was one, I haven't said much about it, but for a freshman, it was one of the most amazing performances I've seen, because once the match started, we basically just junked everything, and we said, you basically have 2 sets depending on what side we're on, and we're going to set with the wind, because the wind was swirling around the stadium and coming right, almost like it was blowing right down the net. So anything set into the wind, the hitters couldn't hit. So she basically had to mentally adjust to, when I'm on this side, these are the 2 plays we're going to run. We go to the other side, we're going to flip it. And she did a masterful job of running it and putting the balls in great position for the hitters. And we figured out we couldn't run back row because that's a set that's farther off the net, so it blows around more just being off there. So, and we had to do what we call going short distance, so keep the ball in the air as little as possible, because anything that got high just, and that was one of the problems with Nebraska-Omaha. They passed the ball really high, and so it was like almost a, third baseman on a foul ball trying to get underneath it when the wind's blowing around.
Yeah.
I mean, that setter's like running in there, and we just told our passers, everything's low, sets are low, and we're just going to go shortest distance and keep it out of the air. And she did an amazing performance doing that.
Well, and then the sky's changing colors, the lights, and it's football players don't have to look up into the lights, but then all your players are looking up into the lights too. I mean, a lot is made about the wind, but there were a lot of elements that you were battling.
Yeah, they're kind of used to the lights just because arenas we play in all have lights. But yeah, they're in the crowd and everything going on, but it was a great performance by our team. And we beat Omaha 3-0. I just think one of the reasons we dominated them pretty much is we adjusted literally after the first point. We made an adjustment, and our team followed it really, really well.
Okay, and then going back to the Creighton first set that you guys have lost all season, how'd you like how the team bounced back after that?
I liked how they bounced back. I didn't like how we lost it, but again, I'm giving Creighton credit. They played really well. They adjusted their lineup again on Game 3, and I think they adjusted their game plan, and it really helped them. And they started playing a lot better. And I think we made about 4 unforced errors, and that was the game. And I told them afterward, it's a good team. You just can't make 4 bonehead errors. Hit the ball 20 feet out and expect to win. And we just lost our focus a little bit, but they responded really well. And again, it was our first time going through that this year, and so that's. I mean, I want to win every set.
I was going to say, you expect to just go without losing a set all year?
Yeah.
We've heard so many of the players that have come in and sat in that chair, and your assistant coaches, about how competitive this team is. They've been in practice, so were they pretty angry after losing that set?
I didn't ask them. I had to vent to myself. But anyway, I think they kind of realized, well, here's what's interesting. So you'll like this. So after the match, I got to do the interview on Big Ten TV, and then so it took a while for me to get into the locker room, and they're all waiting in there. And I wrote on the whiteboard, here's a couple things we got to do better next match. We got to correct, and otherwise, that was a really nice comeback in Game 4. How you guys refocused, and then Lindsay had a couple things to share with them, and they all thought I was going to come in there and really rip into them. I'm like, why would you guys think that? Well, because they knew they kind of let up in Game 3 and lost their focus, so they were expecting that, and I'm like, hey, Creighton's a good team. This is all today we're talking about this, but they were expecting me to get after them a little bit. But
it got to be a good learning experience, though, right?
Yeah, it's a great learning experience.
All right, first I'm going to in the books with Coach Cook. I see some texts rolling in. We will get to those right after the break. 402-413-2400, and stick around. Make sure to give us a call or a text if you want to be a part of the show, and contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. We're back with more on our Nebraska Volleyball Show coming up right after this.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. and Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
There's no community like a Cenex community, and that's why every Cenex store is so proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. Your local Cenex doesn't just work in your town, it lives there. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
Our planet, it's hungry. Blessed with millions of acres in this great nation, our farmers work tirelessly to feed the planet through seasons of uncertainty and seasons of growth. It's a tough business to do alone. As owners of Central Valley Ag, it's together that we move forward. There's room at the table. Find your seat at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Hi, I'm a volleyball. It's an okay life. I go back and forth about it. But I really wish I was a Nebraska Lottery Powerball or Mega Millions Mega Ball. See, all they have to do is mix around in a big plastic bubble and roll down a ramp, and then people win millions. What a great life. As for me, I get thrown around all day and have to worry about getting spiked, which is about to happen right now. Oh, ow! Couldn't you just do a nice, gentle tip?
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground-truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Ann Gallagher with Campus News. 26 Husker students presented research findings on nuclear deterrence to a panel of U.S. Strategic Command officials at STRATCOM headquarters in Bellevue. The student-led presentation was the culmination of a semester of STRATCOM-guided research and the latest in a years-long partnership between STRATCOM and the National Security Studies program at Nebraska.
Woodhouse Chevy is making car buying better, now with 2 convenient locations in Missouri Valley, Iowa, and our newest location in Omaha at 112th and Dodge. Plus, going on now, receive up to $6,000 off MSRP on the 2023 Chevy Silverado. Visit us in-store or online anytime to shop our current offers and inventory. Find new roads with Woodhouse Chevy in Missouri Valley and now in Omaha.
With Blue Credit, see dealer for details. Offers by 7/31/2023.
If unwanted hair is putting you in a prickly situation, give laser hair removal a try. Milan Laser Hair Removal delivers smooth, hair-free skin with permanent results for men and women of all skin tones. So there's no more unwanted stubble, razor burn, or ingrown hairs. Visit any of Milan Laser's 7 Nebraska locations to get 1 free treatment. Ready to never shave again? Call 833-NO-RAZOR or visit MilanLaser.com to book your free treatment and consultation. That's MilanLaser.com.
Kids eat free in September at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee to celebrate National Family Meals Month. That's right, get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree. Kids 12 and under can choose from favorites like a burger and fries, grilled cheese, chicken tenders, and more. Bring the family together. Dine in at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee and get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree every day in September.
Dine in only. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
There are a lot of rates out there, and it can be tough to find the right one. Well, let's make it easy. With FNBO's special offer CD of 5.5% APY for 7 or 17 months, you can earn more, save more, and do more. That's 5.5% annual percentage yield for 7 or 17 months at your nearest FNBO location with a minimum deposit of $500 and an FNBO Premier checking account. So stop on by and give your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank. FNBO, member FDIC.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. And welcome back to our Nebraska volleyball show. I'm Jessica Coody in for John Baylor tonight with the head coach, John Cook. I have to ask you about that tunnel walk. How cool was that? Not a lot of people get to do that.
I know. It was, it was really cool.
Yeah.
And even our players said that was one of the highlights, was coming out the tunnel. And what made it really special was when we were underneath the stadium walking on the red carpet, which I think they were filming us. Yeah, they had a camera going, and then all the alumni lining the whole thing. And I've never seen that many alumni in one spot.
Amazing.
So it was just, and they were so fired up. And just doing that, then they whip open the doors and you walk out there. And of course, I mean, in football games, every tunnel walk, I start crying. I mean, I can't keep it together. It's just so emotional. It's such a great college sports, I don't know, whatever you call
Tradition.
it.
Yeah.
And it's, at Nebraska. I mean, and to be able to experience that, we kind of do a mini tunnel walk, but it's very short in Devaney. It was just, and then you walk out there and see 92,000 people, and it's unreal.
Had you thought about how you were going to walk, how you're going to look? Because you're leading the group out there and on the big screen, everybody's all eyes on you.
I was just pretending I was a head football coach in Nebraska. That's what I was doing, and Lauren called me out on it. And
what'd she say?
She just said, "I saw the smirk on your face. You thought you were the football coach, right?" And I said, "You got it."
It was so cool. There was a little clip that Nick and his crew or Izzy posted about. I guess you had a mic on, and Lexi said, "You taking it all in, Coach?"
Yeah.
That was really neat. That was really special. I got emotional watching that. I mean, just that you guys were able to, focus and win a match, but you were able to kind of cherish the moment a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's what's the cool thing about Lexi is she's magnetic, and she sensed I was like, probably uptight. She's like, it is a great. I mean, I don't know how they captured that and they picked up the sound, but I leaned over because I couldn't hear her, and she said, "You soaking it all in?" Because I told him like, "You soak it all in." She said, "You want to make sure I was," and I said, "Yeah, I am, Lex." And but it was just a really good reminder, and we needed to soak it in and just and really enjoy the moment. And that is a great shot. It's amazing how those social media people, Nick and Izzy, can grab those little deals, and then it's not very long, and they put it on social media, but it's so powerful. So powerful, so impactful. I just, and last thing I'll say on this, it's just such a big moment, but so many parents that reached about, that were responding to videos and tweets about their little girls being in the stands, and how they were able to share that and show what could be and what is possible. It's just so powerful, and I got to imagine that your group was really appreciative to get to be that example for so many young girls that were sitting in the stands. Yeah, that's what made it so emotional was the pep rally earlier in the day, and just those guys knew all eyes were on them, and it was a great moment for them, and they are role models, they're heroes, and for women's sports, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phone. Ted in Lincoln is calling in. Ted, you got us?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, Coach. Congratulations on the most recent victory. I taught at the university for about 15 years, and I had a number of the volleyball players in my classes. One of the things that I noticed about them almost universally was how really bright they were. They've got great personalities, obviously, and the athletic ability is out of this world, but they're really quite bright. And I was wondering to what extent, when you're recruiting, you're actually looking for players that have high IQ or high volleyball IQ anyway.
Yeah, well, the volleyball IQ goes together with, I'm not going to say IQ, but just their, their intelligence or and really what that comes down to that we look for in recruiting is, are they getting good grades? Do they work hard? How do they interact with their parents? How do they interact with their club teams they play for? We don't really watch them in high school, but we factor all those things in, and I can tell you it's pretty much 99.9% correlation. I don't know what you taught, but all those go together to make great volleyball players. So if you look at All-American Wall, they were all very good students, very responsible, worked very hard, and then the other cool thing is we've had, and again, environment will determine a lot of what they're doing till they get to Nebraska. But we've also had some great stories, and I don't know if you ever had, people remember Jen Saliamua, came from a big Samoan family that I knew in Chula Vista, California, where I grew up. Nobody in her family had ever gone to college and graduated, and she was not a great student. But I knew what her work ethic would be, and I knew that she would have the support from her family, and we barely got her into school. She ended up graduating and did a great job and went on to have a really nice career helping, working at a home where misplaced women and kids would go to down in south of San Diego, and just so we have some great stories like that too. And again, I'll just promote the education, because both my kids went to Nebraska. I was very proud when they graduated from here, but I think the students here and our athletes get a great education here because professors and people care, and they want to see these kids succeed, and they're willing to help, and the connections that they make. And so I think Nebraska does a great job of educating our university students.
Great call.
Yeah, just as a quick...
Sorry, go ahead, Ted.
Quick follow-up. Yeah, I don't know that the general public knows the extent to which the university and the professors in the university work hand in hand with the athletic department to just make sure that the students get all the opportunities they can to succeed. And I had a wonderful relationship with the coaches, wonderful relationship with the players. I think we do a great job. I agree with you.
I do too, and I'm going to promote this, but in recruiting, when the parents get the feel and the connection between athletics and education and the classes and the majors they could take and meet the people, whether it's at business school, at the Engler Center, they're blown away, and our people here do a great job, and we can out-recruit almost anybody in the country and have, based on the education and their educational experience here besides just the volleyball. So again, that's why we lead the nation academic All-Americans as well. And Dennis LeBlanc and his crew deserve a great job, because I know you probably have worked with them too. It's a very connected and a cooperative effort with everybody here at Nebraska for the student athletes.
That's right. Dennis is an unsung hero. He really is.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Thanks for the call, Ted. That was awesome, and that was the first call I've ever had like that on the show for the last 22 years or whatever it is. So.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for the call, Ted. Very cool. That's awesome. Great to hear that. Love hearing that. I had another text on the text line for you from Dennis. Like to know what out of rotation means. Creighton got a point for that. And will NCAA come up with one main ball that all conferences use? And that was in all caps.
Two great questions. One, Merritt was not paying attention to where she should have been standing. So, yes, we were out of rotation. She should have been standing about 2 feet to her right instead of 2 feet to her left. So she just was mixed up on the rotation. And, again, that was in Game 3 where we kind of mentally checked out for a little bit. And that's what the kind of things that happen. And that was a big point. We lost that game by 2 points, and there's a point right there we gave up. Going to one ball, I'm on the NCAA Rules Committee. It's a 2-year assignment. I'm going into my second year. I pushed very hard last year in a rules change year to go to one volleyball. And I got shot down because I think, and the ball we should use it's the ball that the men's volleyball teams use. It's a great ball, and it's lasts a long time. Every ball is the same, and it would make so much sense to go to that. Instead, we have all these different ball companies and balls that teams are using, and it's kind of a nightmare. And depending on where you go, you got some of these balls are really, they only make them. They're not like nationally made. They just kind of make them for a school. That's like an Under Armour ball. I mean, they're not great balls, and so I think we could definitely upgrade the game, and if we all went to one ball, it would make a lot of sense. But because it's Nebraska and it's my idea, nobody listens.
They should listen to you, Coach. Laverne in Hawaii. Coach Cook, are you willing to play Texas in Dallas in Jerry Stadium?
Oh, that would be, that'd be cool because you wouldn't have to worry about wind.
Yeah.
And it still wouldn't break the attendance record, so it wouldn't be worth it.
I've been asked so many times if we're gonna do that again here. Would you be willing to do it again?
I think I've been asked that a lot, and thinking about it, a lot of things had to come together for that. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing was Coach Rhule had to give up 6 days of not having the stadium, and the fact that they're playing their first 2 home games on the road, and they were playing on a Thursday night, and we could go the night before. The timing of it worked out great. I'm not sure. Well, we don't have the football schedule now for next year, but how that worked out, it made it just really convenient for everybody because people don't understand it. I mean, it took 6 days to set that up.
Yeah.
So they were kicked. They were basically out of it. I remember the 6 days out, they had a night practice, and it was hot, but they were having a night practice because I think they wanted to be used to a stadium, a night game, and whatever. And and then they were out after that, and it was a major event to put on. And of course, we had to cancel school, and so a lot of things worked out really well. We'd have to timing, but I don't think it's something we try to do every year now.
And then all the months that it took and all the work, Husker Vision and marketing and events. I mean, there is a lot of work that went into that. That Hawaii, being that he was from Hawaii, made me think I heard something today that I hadn't heard. That they sold a ticket for the stadium game to every state but 2.
Oh, really?
There were just 2 states, and I think it was up in the Northeast.
Yeah, I heard Vermont was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the other one.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I mean, people from all across the nation.
It was a happening. I mean, we had the president of the NCAA who's here, the new head of the Big Ten. He's working on TV deals, and he's here. I mean, that we have a new president of the AVCA, which is a coaches association. He came in with those guys. We had USA men and women's teams here. I mean, Kerry Walsh Jennings was here. It was, a 3-time gold medalist or whatever. I mean, everybody wanted to be a part of this. And I saw, it was really cool because I saw a lot of people from our community, like right down there around the court. They got courtside seats somehow. And these are people that have supported Nebraska volleyball, and I mean, they were blown away. I mean, they weren't going to miss it. I know there was people, really successful business people, who have never even been to a volleyball match, came to that match.
Oh, yeah.
That says a lot, because I've heard, I mean, it took me probably 3 days to get through all my emails and texts, because I try to answer everything. And, I think Coach Osborne used to do that. And I just feel like if somebody's going to take the time to say something, assuming I get some that I don't respond to because, they're not nice, but it's not worth it. But I try to respond to every one of them. And, my phone blew up.
Appreciate all the texts and calls coming in on our Woodhouse Auto Family hotline. Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner with 20 brands and 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. Got to work in another break here. Back with more with Coach Cook coming up after this.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Okay, men, huddle up. Look, we're playing one of the best football teams in the country today, and quite frankly, we don't have a chance against these guys. Let's face it, we're going to get slaughtered out there. But the good news is that the Nebraska Lottery has scratch and lotto prizes that any one of us could win.
Yeah!
After the game, we're taking the team bus to the nearest Nebraska Lottery retailer to see if we can win big.
Let's go!
So let's get out there and lose with pride.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Our planet, it's hungry. Blessed with millions of acres in this great nation, our farmers work tirelessly to feed the planet through seasons of uncertainty and seasons of growth. It's a tough business to do alone. As owners of Central Valley Ag, it's together that we move forward. There's room at the table. Find your seat at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
What's colder than the coldest? A polar bear.
Live reports of polar bear on the loose. Man, is it cold enough for a polar bear in here?
Yes, we use SOS. Come on in.
SOS to the rescue! Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hubbard here. People know me as the polar bear, and when I want to stay cool, I call SOS. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty on new York equipment. The best warranty in town.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside Exarban, and Row House Townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we prioritize our customers and promise an honest experience from start to finish. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and experience for yourself why we are Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer. And as your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit SidDillonChevy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the Trail-Tamin 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
If problem gambling is burning up your money, there is a way out. Help is free and confidential for Nebraskans and their families. There's no judgment, just help. Visit lifeafterbet.com. Welcome back to our Nebraska Volleyball Show. The text line, phone line's blowing up for you, Coach. Art in Los Angeles sent in this text. Jessica, please tell the coach, not only was I very proud of the players that day we broke the record, I was very proud of Nebraska's volleyball coach. He is a #1 class act, a mirror image of Tom Osborne.
Wow, it's a nice compliment.
That is a nice compliment. Andy in Phoenix said, Coach Cook, I'm buying some prints of the Stadium World Record Day. If I send them, can I get them autographed? Thanks, GBR, and keep dominating.
Absolutely. That's the second person today that's asked that. I didn't know. And then they asked me where they can get them. I don't know. I haven't seen anything printed. Of course, I've been in my bunker in Devaney, but I'd love to sign anything it has to do with that stadium match.
I'll look into that, and we'll pass along that information. So if people are looking to buy those prints, we'll get that answer.
Somebody's got to be printing them.
Yeah.
There was helicopters, there was photographers, there's some amazing pictures.
Really cool aerial shots. Okay, let's go to Tori on the phone line for you. Hey, Tori, how's it going?
I'm good, Jessica. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah. So first of all, I just wanted to give kudos both to Coach Cook and Trev for last Wednesday. I keep telling people I don't have a word to describe what it was like to be there at the stadium. It was amazing, magical, wonderful, a long time coming, all of the above. But I did have an idea for kind of a follow-up event. Wouldn't be as big as Memorial Stadium, of course, but it would be neat to see an annual event that continued to celebrate volleyball in Nebraska that would include the Division I schools, so like a triangular amongst UNO, Creighton, Nebraska, include Division II with Wayne State and Kearney, include Division, the NAIA schools, and then also maybe even the JUCO schools, and make it a little bit of a tradition like how Nebraska and Iowa have the Heroes Trophy, make it traveling trophies, and then have like each school can honor a pioneer in women's athletics at their school each year.
Hey, Tori, that's a great idea. It's a great idea. We need somebody to pull all that together, but it's probably something we could do. With going in the Big Ten now, we still don't know what our schedule is going to be. But one of the challenges will be, so like Wayne State and Kearney had to play an exhibition match because their season hadn't started yet. We potentially could be starting 2 weeks before they start. So it'd be, I don't know. It would be something interesting to look at. I know on the stadium day, we were talking to NAIA schools and high schools to have it all that. But what happened was, before we closed school, we didn't think we could do it with those teams just because school was going to be in session because it was on a Wednesday. And we just thought logistically, I think the planning team just said, hey, we're not going to be able to pull this off with all these guys coming in and out with school going on. And of course, eventually school got canceled. But at that point, we already had made the plans. So great idea. Let's throw it out there and see what happens. But that might be, I'll talk to Kearney and Wayne State coaches. And I know NAI would be in. I don't know when they start their season either. I'm guessing they just started, yeah. And high school starts about the same time we do.
Yeah. And then I thought to even schedule it like the week before you guys would start like your conference schedule, and then nobody has to travel very far the week before you start your conference, and then it kind of gives you a week off of having to travel and a week of being basically home before you have to start the conference schedule.
Yep. That's also a great idea.
All right, Tori, appreciate the call.
Yeah, thanks. Good idea.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.
Good luck this season, Coach.
Okay, thanks.
Let's get to our final break, and then we will, Mike in Omaha, we'll get to you coming up right after this break. Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Final segment with Coach Cook coming up right after this.
Our planet, it's hungry. Blessed with millions of acres in this great nation, our farmers work tirelessly to feed the planet through seasons of uncertainty and seasons of growth. It's a tough business to do alone. As owners of Central Valley Ag, it's together that we move forward. There's room at the table. Find your seat at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here, too. And we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Now get 3.9% financing for 66 months plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid mineral with protein or Sweet Pro block supplements for space feeding, while also stretching your forages up to 25% better, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying this equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Final few minutes here with Coach Cook on our Nebraska volleyball show. We have so many texts and calls coming in, and we're not going to be able to get to everybody. Do want to remind you guys, you'll be back next Thursday, so resend those texts in. Give us a call then next Thursday with Coach Cook. But I did have to get to this text. Just rolled in. Coach will know. Ask him, back to a bun or sticking with the new ponytail.
So that's based on the radio conversation last night after the match when Merritt Beeson, who usually wears her hair in a bun, did not go with a bun last night. And so people were calling in last night and asking Lauren's, what's up with that? And I said, I don't know. So I actually asked her, and she just said she was wanting to try something different. And so she played pretty good. So we might start, that might be the topic is, what's the starting lineup? What's the game plan? And what's Mara's hairdo? Yeah.
That is awesome. So did she say she's going to stick with the ponytail?
She didn't reveal that.
Okay. So stay tuned, I guess.
Yeah, we got to stay tuned. So it's, but she just said she was ready to try something different. And that's, I've seen her in practice with her hair in a ponytail, but I've never seen her, in a match. So that was cool. So she was letting it loose a little bit.
All right. Just got a couple more minutes left, so let's get to one of your longtime callers, Mike in Omaha. Mike, thanks for calling in.
Hey, appreciate it. Hey, split step forever, baby.
You got that right. We got your nickname on here. You come up as Split Step Mike.
Sounds good. I've been called a lot worse than that. Listen, two thoughts. Number of players and top spin. I enjoyed that red-white scrimmage more than any, and I remember thinking, everybody can play.
Yeah.
And in a few weeks from now, a lot of them aren't going to play, and I feel for them. Is there a way, as a coach, to play more players, more substitutions than you ordinarily might, just because you got so many damn good players, and you don't want to hurt them and have them leave?
Right.
And the other thing is hitting with more topspin.
Well, we work on hitting with topspin and controlling the ball all the time, not serving. They can't hit it hard enough like the men. But we have a very strong team. We got a lot of competition at each position, and it's tough. And I feel for them too. But volleyball is such a momentum game, and you have to be in this great rhythm. It's just hard. It's not like basketball where you can throw 4 new people in there, or football. You're gonna rotate a bunch of guys in. Volleyball is just a different game on that. It's so precise, and there's so much rhythm to it. And we're trying to develop a rhythm right now. And last night, and this was the last night, our 6th match, I think. Last night was the first night I felt we had some type of rhythm this year, offensively and in our transition game. So it's hard, and they've been competing all summer to get to this point, and those are starters. But as the season goes on, we're going to need everybody. We call them game changers. If you're going to come off the bench, you got to be a game changer.
All right, Mike, thanks so much for the call. One final minute here with you, Coach. Tyler Hildebrand, Long Beach State, coming in here on Saturday. What do you need to see out of the Huskers on Saturday?
Well, he's doing a great job. They beat Texas 2 weeks ago with his team, and they're playing Nebraska-Omaha tonight, and he loves coming back here, and he's building that program and team, and it's going to be a very competitive. They beat Texas, so what else we got to say? This is going to be a very, very competitive match. He's does a great job. He's got a great setter that he's built his team around, and so fans are going to get their money's worth.
Last night on the broadcast, they showed a pretty cool graphic of your coaching tree.
Yeah.
He was on there, so that's always neat. It's got to be fun playing your former coaches.
It's stressful, but I'm proud of them, and they're all doing great jobs, but once it's about players on the court and trying to win a match.
All right, Coach Cook, appreciate your time.
Okay,
Flew
thanks.
by. Thanks for putting up with me tonight.
Thank you.
All right, again, Nebraska and Long Beach State coming up 7 o'clock on Saturday, back inside the Bob. Got another hour of Sports Nightly coming up next. Greg Sharpe will be joining us. We'll hear from Coach Rhule, and we'll also take a walk down memory lane, the 100-year celebration inside Memorial with Jeremiah Searles and Rex Burkhead. Keep it here on Sports Nightly, Hour 2, up next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hi, this is Jim Baldonado with the Home Agency. Just like our support and enthusiasm for Husker athletics, our multi-line insurance agencies are ready and eager to help you with your insurance needs. Don't wait for disaster to test your insurance coverage. Get ahead of the game and let our agents provide you with the peace of mind knowing that your needs will be met. For more information, call home, the home agency, that is at 1-800-245-4241. That's 1-800-245-4241. Go Big Red.
There are a lot of rates out there, and it can be tough to find the right one.
Well, let's make it easy. With FNBO's special offer CD of 5.5% APY for 7 or 17 months, you can earn more, save more, and do more. That's 5.5% annual percentage yield for 7 or 17 months at your nearest FNBO location with a minimum deposit of $500 and an FNBO Premier checking account. So stop on by and give your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank. FNBO, member FDIC.
Huskers, do you want a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding? Explore the many ways you can be a part of the insurance community. Go to iian.org/careers today. Business insurance is a lot to manage. Did you know a trusted choice independent insurance agent can help guide you through it at no extra cost to you? They'll do your insurance. You just do you. Find out more at trustedchoice.com.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Good evening. I'm David Swotek, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Earlier today, Coach Rhule spoke with the media one last time before departing for Boulder for Saturday's game. Coach was asked how the team is responding since the 10-13 loss against Minnesota.
Yeah, I have no concerns about our guys ever responding. I think, as I talked about, the 2021, 2022, there's some times with some tough losses where they didn't respond great. I never worry about that with this group. That is the challenge, and then once you get to the game this week, we're going to have to respond. We're going to have to respond to their tempo, the early surge of the game. We're going to have to respond to, it's going to be an electric environment, all the things around the game. But, once the game starts, it's really about what happens in between the white lines. And we got a lot of guys who played a lot of football. We've got guys who played Ohio State and Michigan and Georgia and Alabama and, Penn State. And so we played a lot of big football games here in Nebraska. So this is another one. This is a great game. And I'm hoping that our guys respond both. They have all week, but they respond in the game to the highs and lows that come.
We'll hear more about Coach Rhule's press conference later on in the show. 24th ranked Nebraska soccer has a matchup against UC Davis and Barbara Hibner Soccer Stadium tonight at 7:05 p.m. The Huskers are looking for their 6th win of the season and keep the undefeated streak at home alive. Tonight, the NFL has its first official game of the season, with last year's Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs hosting against the Detroit Lions. Kansas City tight end Travis Kelce will not be playing tonight in tonight's game due to a knee injury. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Coming up next is Hour 2 of Sports Nightly, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
The jumbo formation to the near side.
I like counter out of this.
Under center, Kaliak Manis. Back to throw on a play action. Looking to take a shot, throws it downfield. Pass is intercepted, I think. Picked off. Huskers intercept one at the 11-yard line. It's Omar Brown stepping in front of it. Back home to Minneapolis for Omar Brown, and he has a pick. Kaliak Manis, 2 on the play clock. Just gets it off. Back to throw. Huskers send the blitz. They get after him. Nash gets a sack. Back at the 30-yard line. Huskers' second sack of the drive.
Rachel Fairbanks delivered it again to the Huskers. Back set, right attack. Mira Creasy. Kaboom! That's a vertical leap. Liz Grigorski, former Wisconsin Badger, line drive serve. Good pass. Rodriguez the slide. Wow! Andy Jackson. Kaboom! And that draws some oohs and ahs.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you. Welcome. It's a second hour Sports Island here on a Thursday night. Great to have John Cook. We not had him. Cole just pointed this out. We had not had Coach Cook. It's only been 2 weeks, but we had him in before they played their first match, and now they played 6.
Wow. I didn't realize that. I knew we hadn't had him on since the stadium game, but I guess I didn't realize that he hadn't been in since before the season started.
Well, the Thursday, and then they played Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And then the stadium match, and then K-State. So, 6 matches.
Wow. I mean, the text line was hopping, the phone line was hopping. I apologize if I didn't get to you, but like I said at the end of the show, if we missed you, just text in again next Thursday. He will be back next Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, he didn't have a show last week because we had a football game.
Yeah.
So that's why he didn't have a show last Thursday night. But I thought they were terrific last night. I texted you after the second set and said, wow, they are playing great volleyball. And then they did. Coach was right. They lost their focus for a little bit. And Creighton's good enough to take advantage of that and beat you.
I think it was, I know you never want to lose a set, and you don't want to lose when you're not doing things right. But I think it's pretty good for them, right? To get that first loss.
Agreed. And it's a ranked team. It wasn't like it was Humpty out there beating them.
I didn't realize going into that they were the only team in NCAA volleyball that hadn't lost a set.
How about that? And I texted you this too. Andy Jackson woke
up and chose violence.
Ticked off. The old Trey Palmer move. He woke up mad. Man, does she have something a little extra about her.
Oh, she does. There's several players. I got into that discussion with Jalen Reyes this week on The Dig, and he talked about just her raw athleticism, and he saw it when she was 14, and it was just jaw-dropping. But there are several players that just their athleticism is on a different level, and this team just looks different. They just stand out in that regard where they're just so athletic. It's just different when you have that kind of athleticism.
Right. And welcome to David. David did the ticker tonight. He's another one of our new additions to the team here.
I've been giving him a hard time. You said, Jessica, did you meet David? He's been here since this summer. He's just been a little busy, and he's been here when we haven't been here. He worked the football game.
That's the talk. I don't know if I believe that, but that's the talk.
I mean, he did a great job punching the show, so he obviously knows what he's doing.
Yes, he did. He did. All right. Hey, we got NFL football about to start. The Chiefs and Lions about to kick it off. That season gets going. We'll kind of monitor that. We'll also monitor that soccer match that's underway out at Hibner. Let you know if the Huskers are able to keep things rolling. They've got a home match tonight and then on Sunday as well. So a couple of opportunities. Then that's it for non-con. They go into conference starting next week. So their non-conference season. How about that? The non-con's almost over. That crazy?
It's wild. But, hey, they're playing well. Great start to the season. They're finally ranked. Big weekend out there. You know, it's a rematch with St. Louis. They handed them a disappointing loss last year. So Sunday, and they've got a lot of cool things going on out at Hibner on Sunday. It's packed the place by Pepsi or something. But there's inflatables. There's a lot of cool things going on for the family. And this soccer team, they're good. They're good. And Eleanor Dale, I had a chance to chat with her this week. We put it up on the podcast platform, but she's leading the Big Ten in goals scored. She scored 7 goals as a sophomore, 7 goals as a junior. She's already scored 8 goals.
That crazy?
And that leads the Big Ten. She had 4 goals over the weekend. She's a Big Ten player of the week. There's a lot of really great talent on this soccer team, so get out there and watch them play.
Well, we haven't been with you since Tuesday night, so we haven't talked Husker football on Sports Nightly since Tuesday night. The team, I think, has had a very razor-focused week of practice. I think this group is locked in. What does that mean for Saturday? We'll find out Saturday, and we're going to have some clips from the coach coming up in the next segment. But I like where they are mentally. I think that they feel like they are ready to go give the Buffs a heck of a game.
I do, too. I think they dove into the film from the Minnesota game, took a lot away. We'll improve for it, get better for it. But, you know, there's been a lot of hype surrounding Colorado. A lot of people jumping on that bandwagon. Now a lot of the national media people saying Nebraska doesn't have a chance. It's going to be all Colorado. All this buzz and hype. And the Nebraska players kind of just sitting here quietly and taking it all in, probably taking mental notes. I had a chance to sit down with Malcolm Hartzog for this week's Cornhusker Conversation. And I think those defensive backs pretty ready for that challenge. I mean, it's going to be a big one, but it's what you sign up for when you sign up to play college football and sign up to come to a place like Nebraska, is to face the type of talent like Colorado has at that wide receiver position. And so this is a great chance to prove yourselves, a great chance. I mean, the defense played well. We had Tony White on earlier this week for the Nebraska football show, and they had a great first showing. How did they build off of that? Good opportunity against this offense of Colorado that put up 501 passing yards, or 511 passing yards.
The good news today, Nick Henrich is a go, and so is Jamari Butler, go. So they've added 2 more experienced players to that defensive side of the ball, and that Teddy Prohaska might get some snaps at left tackle this week, and I think that's exciting. But because you're going to need some bodies because of the altitude, and you're going to have to rotate. It's hard to rotate when they're going so fast on the offense, but you're going to have to play some people on that defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw a bunch of people out there last week, and so, and I think that's what they've been doing all throughout fall camp. They've known that's what they're going to do, but, I was really impressed with the condition that they were in last week, and I was going to try to see if they're doing anything different, how they're approaching the altitude, but I think they feel really good about the conditioning of what they're in. Probably approach that knowing that this was going to be part of it, playing at Colorado. So I think, again, just the way that they're approaching this week, talking with a couple of players and coaches, I like their approach, and I think it's going to be a pretty good game. I'm excited.
Yep. 402-413-2400. Some Matt Rhule clips coming up in a little bit, and later in the hour, this is a start of a series of reports from Jessica looking back at the 100th anniversary of the stadium, some big moments, big plays, big games. Tonight, she's going to look back at that Ohio State come-from-behind win by the Huskers about 10 years ago. That it will feature Jeremiah Searles, who will be on our broadcast crew on Saturday, and Rex Burkhead, everybody's favorite Husker. Looking forward to hearing that coming up later in the hour.
That was my first time chatting with Rex, and Searles told me, Searles was the one that set it up for us, and he's like, nicest guy ever. And I'm like, okay, he's the nicest guy ever. He's so nice.
Searles is a good guy. Rex is up here. This is night.
Here you go again. I'm going to have to
gig the old Dale.
I'm going to have to separate you two on Saturday. I think he told me on the podcast he might need a shock collar. You're going to have to put him a seatbelt on him like in a car, when you put the dad arm out there, you might have to do that a few times with Searles.
I think you're probably right. Probably going to have to do that on Saturday. Let's head to the phones before we go to our first break. Let's go out to North Platte. And Jim, good evening. Jim, welcome.
Yes, good evening to you, Greg. Good evening to you, Jessica. I got to make a comment, then I got two questions. I thought the Lady Huskers played excellent against Creighton. Good job there. And my first question is that guy that got kicked out going to be able to play Saturday? And my second question is, what's going on with the scheduling? Is the Big Ten dictating to everybody? I thought that used to be the athletic directors, and I told that guy just before I come on that if Nebraska would have played the third and fourth games first, they would have won that. They would have got confidence. They would have went up to basically Minnesota. They would have won that, and I think they would have beat Colorado. Go Big Red.
All right, Jim. Ty Robinson will have to sit out the first half because he got thrown out for targeting in the second half of the game in Minnesota, but he can play in the third and fourth quarter, so that answers that question. And when you're a part of a conference, the TV partners are paying so much money to these conferences, they're going to dictate some of the scheduling. I will tell all Husker fans that next year, Nebraska's already locked in their non-conference for weeks 1, 2, and 3. Those will all be at Memorial Stadium. So next year, our first 3 games will be at home.
Let's go.
Not a conference game, but all 3 non-cons are right out of the gate.
Love that.
Unless they make us change, and I don't think they will. I think that's kind of set that they know they can't get out of some of those contracts. Good call, Jim. Thank you. Hey, learn how you can earn up to $250 more per acre when you grow value-added grain by visiting CVACoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. We're back with a practice report next.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
There's a call in the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Discover your next Ford with Woodhouse. The truck you've always wanted to the SUV you need, Woodhouse has the full lineup. Plus a huge selection guarantees you'll get the features that matter and at a smart price. Like our current offer on a new Ford F-150. Or needing the versatility of an SUV to take on the everyday. Shop our offers going on now. Find your Ford with Woodhouse online or at one of our 3 convenient locations.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Kids eat free in September at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee to celebrate National Family Meals Month. That's right, get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree. Kids 12 and under can choose from favorites like a burger and fries, grilled cheese, chicken tenders, and more. Bring the family together. Dine in at Wahlburgers at Hy-Vee and get a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree every day in September.
Dine in only. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
As a fan, you wear your jersey on your back and your heart on your sleeve. There's a place for people like you. The Cox Fan Zone. Play NFL Pick'em and Collegiate Pick'em for a chance to win a $100 Visa gift card each week, or even a $500 Visa gift card grand prize.
Hey, Husker fans, this is Greg Sharpe. Say Fan Zone in your Contour voice remote to play. Not at home? Visit cox.com/fanzone. Go Big Red.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal, because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Hey, congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. Want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates may apply and may vary by carrier.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. It is a Thursday night. We have an update from the pitch.
1-0. Sarah Weber finds the back of the net. What? Neil.
That's a soccer term. 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But this team can score.
Sure can. And multiple people can score. I mean, we haven't mentioned Sarah Weber much, and she's a terrific soccer player.
Yes, she is. I mean, they've got several players that can find the net. So, good start.
Going from worldwide football to American football. Let's give you a practice report.
The 1890 Initiative presents the Nebraska Football Practice Report.
We're talking about practice.
Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com.
Earlier today, the head coach met with the media after the Thursday workout. The guys will have a practice session here in the morning and then head to the airport early tomorrow afternoon to fly to Boulder, Colorado. There has been so much hype about this game. It's getting so much attention nationally. The coach was asked about how are you trying to isolate your team a bit around the hype of this game.
Yeah, I start the season off by, every year I delete Twitter and Instagram, and I just kind of live my life old school. If I want to get the news, I read the paper. You guys all do a great job, by the way. But the players don't. So, I haven't seen them in any way we don't talk about those things. Nothing about this game for us is anything other than football. It's a great opportunity versus a great opponent. That's me. That's the coaching staff. The players, they've been very focused. They've been very locked in. Our practices have been really, really hard. They've been really, really hard. And I think our guys have responded really well.
I love that. Coach deletes all his social media and reads the newspaper. No.
I don't know that you talk about sacrifice. I don't know if I could either.
No, I couldn't.
I think that's smart on his part, though.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. That's it. I noticed, I can't remember which one of the writers said, Coach Rhule deletes his social media, so he hasn't seen any of your suggestions.
Stop sending them to him. A lot has been made, Jessica, about the 10 o'clock local start time for this football game. Here's the coach talking about the early kick.
Yeah, I think the big thing for us is, it's an 11:05 kick for us, right? Like, the old days, I would have kept all the times the same. You can't do that anymore because everyone's cell phone, adjusts. But, when we were at Coach Coughlin and we went to the West Coast, everything stayed on East Coast time. So we never panicked about, oh, my gosh, it's this. So we'll probably get to the stadium 15 minutes later, instead of most people get there 2 hours before. We get there 2.5, 2:15. We'll probably get there 2 hours before. It's a little bit of a trip from the hotel. But nothing's really different, nothing's really different. We're gonna go see a movie tomorrow night as a team. We're gonna practice tomorrow morning. We're gonna meet. We're gonna go there. We're gonna fellowship. We're gonna get up. We're gonna do our little neuro charge and go to the game and play. So, fortunately for us, it's not a super long flight, and fortunately for us, that time zone, even though it's 10 o'clock, it's really 11:05 for us. Which, the hardest period in practice for us on Tuesday, we do a 2-huddle drill. It's as tough as anything you've ever done. And we did that right at 11:05. And I'd love to say on purpose, but not really. And the guys kind of recognize that, hey, it's 11:05. We practice in the mornings on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We should be ready for an early kick.
Yeah, our bodies are going to say that it's 11 a.m.
Right. I think it's an advantage Nebraska in a lot of ways.
Yeah. It's weird because everybody keeps asking, my family keeps asking me, well, what time? I was like, well, for us, it's 10 a.m., but, and it's a good thing, too. The team's been practicing in the morning, so it's just going to feel probably like a normal, our bodies are all be regulated to it.
And let's be honest, a little hard to get juiced up by 10 a.m. local time.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I think the crowd may be a little bit more tamped down.
I was going to say, that's why I decided to wear red, because maybe they won't be as angry at 10 a.m.
You are not going to like this sideline. There's just no room to move on this. And stay out of the way of the Buffalo. Get out of there.
Ralphie.
Get out of there.
I will.
So that's my words of wisdom right there for you. All right, Gabe Irvin, I thought had that one big carry last week, but maybe didn't get the football enough. Coach Rhule was asked, do you want to see Gabe get the ball more?
We'll see. I think anytime someone has 8 yards to carry, they should touch the ball more. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like they should, and had a great long run. So we'll see how the game goes. A large part of this is, if they're going to score 45, then it might alter how we play. If our defense, plays well the way we think we're capable of, keep it a close game, then we can maybe run the ball a little more. But, I think Gabe's a factor. Ramir's a factor. Those guys have to play really well for us. I think they had explosive plays in the last game, one on the kickoff return, one running, that allowed us to get going. So I'm hoping we start with a little more rhythm than we did the last game. But no matter how we start, we're gonna think about the last 5 minutes of the last game and how we can improve that in this game.
I love that. Any guy that gets 8 yards of carry should get the ball more.
There's a little shot there. I think there was a hidden meeting, maybe not hidden. Maybe that was a shot.
Yeah, he looked good running the football. I'm assuming we've seen what Anthony Grant can do, but I was kind of curious too. Hopefully, we do see a lot of all the guys, Ramir as well, because that means we're running the football well, and I think that's what the Nebraska needs to do to walk away with the win.
How about just getting more plays? Nebraska only had 56 snaps of the football last week. And again, that's kind of the MO of Minnesota, right? Slow things down, limit possessions. Here's the coach talking about that. And did the new clock rules have an impact on it?
I think number one, we have to have more plays than that. So only 3 drives in the first half. Some of it being the new clock rules, but a lot of it just being kind of the flow of the game early. And I think that's when you see college football. Even the game, the great game versus TCU and Colorado. I mean, it was 14-14 and 14-17, ended up 48-40. So a lot of scoring is going to happen in the second halves, right, as teams kind of get into a rhythm. So I think for us, it's converting third downs, not turning the ball over. When you have 4 turnovers, you're going to have less plays, obviously. And then on defense, challenge those guys to be good on third down. I mean, you look at what Colorado did in the last game. I think they were 5 for 5 touchdowns in the red zone, and they won third down. So we have to be good on third down defense. We have to try to take the ball away. Shedeur did a great job protecting the football.
Hopefully that number of snaps is what Colorado has on offense.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
that's going to be the game plan. And I was thinking about this too, and Searles and I were talking the other day before we started recording the podcast. But in the first quarter against Minnesota, I mean, there was only 3 possessions, right? One
In the first half.
Yeah.
Yep.
And well, no, sorry, for all 3 teams.
Correct.
For both teams, there was only 3.
Yes.
Like Minnesota, then Nebraska. So there was both teams were kind of eating up the clock, and I think that Nebraska would like to do that and keep the ball away from Colorado.
Remember, Tony told us on Tuesday, Tony White, he said, well, we didn't do a good job on third down early in the game because they kept Minnesota on the field. They kept converting, and so we couldn't get the balls. We couldn't get them off the field.
Right. So that'll be something to look out for, that, you know, get Colorado off the field and then Nebraska stay on the field.
Right. According to the NCAA, this is fascinating. So the new clock rules, how much of an impact did it have on week 1? This is according to the NCAA. The games were 2 minutes shorter and 4.6 plays less. It's not very much.
No, it's not.
So Chip Kelly went off, the UCLA coach, last week about, well, I hope you all got a bunch of commercials in. I don't know that it changes it that much. I mean, 4.6, that's not many plays.
No. And 2 minutes, that's not very much either.
That's not
Across
really.
all of college football?
That was last week.
Yeah.
It may change from week to week, but that was 1 week. All right, those were some of the comments from the coach earlier today. Hey, Woodhouse Auto Family, they are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. We're back to talk about one of the great moments, great games, and the 100-year history of this glorious stadium. We'll do that next.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Experience a redefined car buying process when you shop at Genesis of Southwest Omaha. Our seasoned team provides exceptional customer service with personalized attention, expert advice and knowledge on vehicles you're interested in, and a streamlined purchasing experience. Shop our full lineup today and test drive the thrilling 2023 Genesis G70. This fierce and powerful sedan pushes limits with exhilarating capabilities and 4 available powertrains to choose from. Visit us in store or online at southwestomahagenesis.com.
Our planet, it's hungry. Blessed with millions of acres in this great nation, our farmers work tirelessly to feed the planet through seasons of uncertainty and seasons of growth. It's a tough business to do alone. As owners of Central Valley Ag, it's together that we move forward. There's room at the table. Find your seat at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Beardmore Subaru celebrates Nebraska volleyball again this season. 5 national championships, 47 All-Americans, and a home sellout streak dating back to 2001. The longest streak for any women's sport in NCAA history. Beardmore Subaru has been a proud supporter of Husker volleyball for more than 10 years. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the new Subaru Outback Wilderness, loaded with off-road ready upgrades, and the new Solterra, Subaru's first ever all-electric and all-wheel drive vehicle. Go Big Red.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Back inside our Acres Broadcast Center, they are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Thursday night. Jessica is going to be rolling out a series of podcasts talking about the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. Great moments, great games, players who've had big-time plays here in the stadium, and we begin that tonight.
Yes, so we start with the season 2011. It was the Huskers' first in the Big Ten. You'll recall the first conference game at Wisconsin, not pretty. So the very next week, Ohio State coming into Lincoln, first Big Ten game at home inside Memorial Stadium against Ohio State. Here is Jeremiah Searles and Rex Burkhead recalling some of the stories of that memorable game.
Well, we just got done getting mollywopped up in Wisconsin by Monty Ball and Russell Wilson and that whole crew, College Game Day, right? We got welcomed to the Big Ten in a big way in 2011 there. And so, we came back and we had to regroup as a team and kind of look ourselves in the mirror and be like, okay, maybe we're not as good as we think we are. We're not as bad as we think we are either. But, we got a huge test coming in here with Ohio State. I mean, they have the NFL team of Ohio State, which is forever and always been, and so we knew we had a big test on our hands, but I don't think any of us anticipated being down as much as we were at halftime when we walked into that game.
A little bit of, excitement, just because it was our home opener and, against a big-time opponent like Ohio State. And so, we're excited about the challenge and just to know really where we stood at that point in time in the Big Ten. And we wanted to prove ourselves. We wanted to show that, come from the Big 12. We know how to play some football, especially in, the state of Nebraska. And so, we were excited for the challenge. Again, like I said, it was a great team, unbelievable all-around defense offensively in Ohio State. So we wanted to get after them and, start from the get-go, even though it took us a little while to get going.
Definitely not the start Nebraska would have hoped for, trailing 20-6 going into half. And even coming out of the half, the Huskers would punt on their first 2 possessions in the third quarter, and the Buckeyes would add another score to go up 27-6. But with 7:54 on the clock in the third, linebacker Levante David made a game-changing play, stripping the ball away from Ohio State quarterback Braxton Miller. 2 plays later, Taylor Martinez was in the end zone on an 18-yard score to cut it to 27-13.
Zone read, he keeps it himself. Gets a first down. Up to the 23. Ball came out. Huskers rip it. Huskers say they have the football. No sign yet. They do. Nebraska forces the turnover, ripping the ball out of Braxton Miller.
He literally just stole it from him. Like it was like he's literally like stole a baby out of the guy's arms. Like he was standing there and all of a sudden you just see Levante rip the ball out. And we're like, holy crap, we got the ball back, right? And it was on a short field, and we got the ball like the 30-yard line.
Well, Levante, just a tremendous player and tremendous play, getting the ball out. He always had a knack for doing that and, making plays to change the game, change the momentum, and that's what the defense was doing. And it gave us a chance as an offense to go out there and score some points and do it repeatedly. I remember us being in a no huddle for the majority of that second half.
We knew if we could just get going and get some momentum and some rhythm in our offense, we had enough weapons, we knew we were going to be able to score. And we had found that this play that we had been running was called 94, which was a pin-pull scheme where we pulled the guard around, and the running back and fullback led up. And we found some success with that in the early third quarter. We just kept coming back to it, and they didn't really have an answer. And that's the play that you always see of Rex going around the end and diving into the end zone for a touchdown. Between that play and then the play that Rex had where we threw him out to him out in the flat, he makes the corner miss and streaks to the end zone. Those 2 plays really sparked us, and our confidence came back. Our swagger came back. Memorial Stadium absolutely erupted, which then put them back on their heels. And then from that moment on, we didn't take our foot off the gas, right? We just went, and we knew that we can't let this team breathe. We have to smother this team. They're too good to let them get back up off the mat. And we just put the pedal to the floor and just kept on rolling.
A 36-yard touchdown strike from Martinez to Quincy Anunwa cut it to 27-20 with 1:44 left in the third. And in the fourth quarter, with the rain coming down, Rex Burkhead took over with over 100 yards rushing in the fourth. With 7:35 left in the game, this touchdown would lead to things all knotted up at 27.
First and 10 from the Ohio State 30. I formation, Burkhead the deep back. Option far side, back to throw is Martinez. Now being chased, throws it out in a flat. Burkhead makes a catch. Sits a tackle. 25-20, 15-10, 5. Rex Burkhead, touchdown Nebraska, and the Huskers are to within a point.
It's just opportunities, and the offensive line do a tremendous job. You can just tell just watching, highlights from the game, watching the game film, they were just wearing the opponents down. And in that second half, you could tell the defensive line was getting pushed back quite a bit. They were getting tired. Even the DBs, the receivers were blocking their tails off, Kenny and Quincy and those guys. And so when you've got that going, it makes my job, much easier.
And then with just over 5 minutes remaining, Burkhead would add another one to give the Huskers the lead.
Second and 10 from the 18. I formation. Turn. Toss it back to Burkhead off the left side. Rex has a seam. 15, 10. Burkhead 5. Dives. He's in. Touchdown Nebraska. And the Huskers have come all the way back. And they have the lead. 33-27.
I believe this is the one to the left pylon and towards the tunnel. And it was one of those, like I said, everyone's got heavy legs, but it's one of those you gotta take the ball and run and get into the end zone whatever way you can. And just some tremendous blocking up front again, like I said. And I believe it was Kenny on the outside making the block to really for me to be able to squeeze to the sideline to score and to jump in. And I remember telling Kenny, thank you for picking me up because my legs were just gone. But, no, it was a great moment. Like I said, unbelievable experience. And just excitement in the stands is, one of those deals you'll never forget.
Rex Burkhead was the leading rusher and receiver, a couple touchdowns. How big of a weapon was he in that game?
He was just the biggest weapon ever. I mean, Rex, from not just being one of the greatest people I've ever met, but one of the best football players all around that I've ever been around, right? From college to the NFL, the way that he prepared, the way that he practiced, the way that he led. Like, we knew that he was the heartbeat of that offense, right? Taylor was our quarterback, but Rex was the pinnacle. We knew anytime he had the ball in his hand, he was going to take care of it. He was going to run hard. He was going to make the right reads, like all those things. And anytime you have your best player firing on all cylinders, you just try and find a way to get the ball in his hands as many times as possible.
21 unanswered points as the Huskers completed the comeback to defeat the Ohio State Buckeyes 34-27, and to the deafening roars of Memorial Stadium.
It honestly kind of became like dreamlike state, because all of a sudden you're back in the game, and then you're tied, and then you have the lead, and it was definitely probably the loudest I've ever heard the stadium. Some big-time plays we had there later on where you just couldn't hear anyone. The teammates are coming up congratulating you after you score a touchdown. I just can't hear a word they're saying. So pretty unbelievable experience, and definitely a game I'll never forget.
When you can get to that momentum swing, right? That's the momentum. Everyone talks about college football with momentum swinging back and forth. And that right there, I've only heard Memorial Stadium much louder a couple times, and when he stole that ball out of his hands and we got the ball back, went and scored, that place absolutely erupted. And that's when you could feel the tide turn of momentum back to Nebraska and pulling it as Ohio State's trying to clutch and hold on to any of the momentum that they have. And that's also just part of what makes Memorial Stadium so special, right? Memorial Stadium's ability to swing the pendulum of momentum back and forth of, hey, all of a sudden when it's third down, it is deafening loud in here. And we're making them have to go silent and check and call timeouts and do those things. Like, that's what makes Memorial Stadium so special. It's what makes it so hostile for people to come into. And that's what we need Memorial Stadium to get back to. For a few years now, I think because we haven't been winning, because we haven't had that high energy of meaningful games, like, it's hard to amp yourself up week in and week out as a fan. I get it. I am a fan now. But I think that if we can get back to winning football games at home in front of that stand, in front of those crowds, that place is just going to continue. It's a powder keg. They want to erupt. They want every reason possible to go crazy and take their shirts off and swing around their head and do whatever, but that's what makes Memorial Stadium so special, and that's what I really hope to start seeing more of.
I've played with some guys in the NFL who had played at Lincoln, played against the Huskers, and they had definitely spoke about that, how loud it could get. A couple were on that Ohio State team that we played against, and they're, definitely speaking how loud it was out there. So, no, absolutely. It helps you as the home team when the crowd is rocking that loud for sure. And so, I don't think there's any place like Nebraska, Lincoln Memorial Stadium. Always guys complimenting throughout the league about how special that was, how they would just want to go back there and watch a game. And so it's pretty cool. There's no place like it. And just, proud to be a part of Husker tradition.
100 years of games played inside Memorial Stadium. And on October 8th, 2011, the Huskers mounted the largest comeback in program history. A victory and memory forever etched into an illustrious Nebraska past. And a story those players wearing the N that day will forever love to tell.
Do you think about all the history, the games, the coaches, the players who have been through that program in over 100 years? I mean, there's been some awesome games in that stadium. I remember watching some when I was a kid and growing up as well. So for that one to be highlighted, up there as one of the top is, pretty special, and special to be a part of. And not only just because of that game and the outcome of the game, but, the guys we did that with, the teammates I had on that team, and the coaching staff. I mean, it's just a great group of men who love to play football and work hard, and that's what I was most proud about.
It's humbling. It's humbling to that I got to be a part of something of a 100-year tradition, to be a small blip in the radar of a 5-year career there, and to think of the greats that have come through there, the Heisman winners, the national championship teams, and just to know that I got to be a small piece in that for the fandom that is Huskerville is a very humbling, but also I love that I'll have that memory forever, right? I'll have that, be able to tell my kids about that and take my son and be like, hey, on this field right here, your dad was part of something super special. And, that's something that as players, once you take the helmet off for the last time, you start reflecting on a lot of those things. And I'll tell you this, that may be one of the fans' favorite games, but every game I played in that stadium is one of my favorite games because once you leave it, you don't realize how special it really is, right? Once you're gone, you're out of it, and you know I'll never put that N back on the side of my helmet. It really sinks home of how special that place is and the fan support and everything. So, you know, the fact that that game was a fan favorite makes me really happy, but I'm just happy I got to wear the N.
Oh, that was a lot of fun to get to work on.
That's great stuff.
Yeah, it was fun to revisit that.
That's not all of it, right?
Nope, you can listen to the full episode right now out on our podcast page and podcast platforms YouTube page as well. And the first of a series that we're going to be revisiting. If you have any suggestions, I'm going as we go along the season. So I've got a few that are in the works, a couple of Colorado games. Talk to the boss man, Trev Alberts, but if any fans are listening in and have some suggestions of their favorite games that they want me to dive into and revisit, let us know. Hit us up on the text line.
Cool stuff. Brought to you again by Woodhouse. They are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. And Sports Nightly brought to you by Dorothy Lynch. Homestyle light and lean dressing. Endless flavorabilities. Do we have an update from the pitch? Last I saw it was 2-1 Big Red. So I don't know. I know that UC Davis got on the board, but I've not seen an update.
Oh, I haven't checked. I will
Lions
try to
lead the Chiefs 7-0 late first quarter in Kansas City. The Chiefs had the ball out near midfield there.
2-1. Still 2-1.
Probably about to half.
Yeah,
So
think so.
All right. Okay. You know what's next?
I had totally forgot about this. Big segment coming up.
Cole's Joke of the Week is coming up next.
Bring even more action to your drive when you purchase your next vehicle at Woodhouse Buick GMC. Right now, you can lease the 2023 Buick Encore GX for $299 a month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year. Explore our current inventory in-store or online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
With approved credit, $1,000 down payment, first payment at $299 doc fee, due at signing, must have current GMC or Buick lease and garaging address. Offer expires 7/31/23. See dealer for details.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
There's no place like Nebraska, and there's no place that treats you like your home like Sap Brothers. For over 50 years, Sap Brothers has fueled America's heartland and have been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Husker fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sapbrothers.net. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Nebraska Athletics.
Folks, contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free, it's easy, and yep, it is the law. Welcome back. Final segment of our Thursday night show. Tomorrow night, we'll have a full first hour for you, but hour 2 is going to be, we're going to replay Tony White's football show for you tomorrow night. A lot of you I know will be at some high school football games and the whatnot tomorrow night. So just an hour, which are going to include our pick segment. And Jeremiah is going to grace us with his presence tomorrow for the picks.
Yes, he is.
Will you be wearing the crown tomorrow?
I didn't win the week. Somebody else
did. But you're
did.
the defending season champion.
I guess I should because I got to rub it in Searle's face a little bit.
Yes.
So
I think that would be very appropriate.
Yes.
To do that. So we will have picks tomorrow night, but then we'll replay Tony White for you in hour number 2 tomorrow night. Thursday nights, it's become a custom now. It's almost a tradition here at the network for Cole's Joke of the Week. You've been really busy. You probably haven't had a lot of time to put into this one.
I've been really busy. I won't use that as an excuse.
I like it. I like
I'm
it.
going to really come out strong tonight. We had a week off. If anything, that was a bye week.
Yeah,
yeah, bye week. Okay.
Time to recharge.
I like the mindset going
Seeing
into
the
it.
Trainers. So guys, I went to the beekeeper to get 12 bees. The beekeeper counted them up and gave me 13. I said, "Sir, you gave me one extra." He said, "That's a freebie."
I like it.
Thank you.
That was good.
I kind of like that one.
Your face kind of took you a minute.
Well, I was thinking it was going to go somewhere else, and then he throws out. I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
I like it.
All
That's
right,
pretty good.
We got a few minutes left to get the grades coming in. So
I feel good about this one.
What do people? Did you run this one by David?
Yes.
Is that his
David
name?
approved?
David. Yeah, that is his name, Greg.
You have to lay off David. He's not going to come back.
I love David. His credit is I never see him. Okay, so we'll see if the grades, are they coming in yet? Let's see.
Oh, Crypto King, Cole's joke nailed it. Perfect 10.
Oh, my goodness.
Husker David, 7.7 out of 10. Dry says 9.
Art in Los Angeles, 8, or B+. I laughed at Cole's joke.
B+.
Oh, that's
B.
good. Art, good for you. That's Dennis is a tough grader. He must be the Russian judge. He gave you a 6.
Mighty Mouse, 17, gave you an 8. Husker and Hanover, that was good, an 8. And I think Husker and Hanover might be a pretty tough critic. Steven Costello, Cole, lots of laughy faces, a freebie, 9.5.
That might have been my favorite one.
Might be the best week. You took advantage of the bye week, ready to deliver.
That was pretty solid. Let's see. Next Thursday, we have a show next Thursday, so there will be another joke coming your way next Thursday.
And Andy Harris, 9. I'm telling my kids they love bees.
Now, my only thing is that 2 straight jokes that have been involved bees? Yeah, that's what I thought. 2 weeks ago, I think he had a bee joke too.
He did? I don't remember that one.
Well, I don't think you were here.
Oh.
I think you left.
Oh.
No, you were not here that night. Yeah, so you didn't hear that joke. It was okay. This one was better.
You have like a bee joke book or something?
That's what I'm wondering, if he's got I'm going to go check back there behind that desk, see what he's got back in there.
Mike says 9.135.
Man, this is a solid score, Cole. You should really be proud of that. That is really, really solid. Hey, folks, buckle up. Put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Chiefs are 3rd and goal at the 1, trying to get the Lions tied up in the second quarter. I know what I'm doing after the show. I'm going to go watch some Chiefs football.
I know you've barely been paying attention. You've been cheering the whole time.
I am really proud of myself of how well I've locked in this hour with this game, and they just tied it. Yes, okay. 7-6, so pending the extra point. But we'll be back tomorrow. Looking forward to the pick segment. I'm so proud of how everybody did in week 1. Minus the students. Maybe not a great effort from them. I hope they bounce back.
I heard they were mad because they didn't confer with Henry. Henry was picking with his heart.
Yeah.
And not his head.
We'll see if they can bounce back tomorrow night. Thanks to David and Nicole and all of you for listening tonight. Have yourself a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm sports media student Connor Clark with Campus News. Engineering professor Ronald Faller has been named a Fellow of the National Academy of Inventors, the highest professional honor among academic inventors. As director of UNL's Midwest Roadside Safety Facility, Fuller has played a key role in developing innovative roadside safety technologies that are used around the world. Fuller has earned 8 U.S. patents and 3 foreign patents over his 35-year career.
Your neighborhood is more than blocks of buildings. It's the people who live there that make it special. At Union Bank and Trust, we're not just creating home loans, we're making neighbors. We're not just small business lenders, we're small business shoppers. We don't just live in your community, we help you build it. Because our people are your people. Visit ubt.com/neighbor to learn more. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
There's a new kind of season ticket when you fly from the Lincoln Airport, the official airport of the Huskers. Now at LNK, choose from fast, affordable, non-stop flights to your favorite vacation spots. All from an airport that's relaxed and hassle-free. It's never been easier to get off the bench and enjoy an adventure with the whole family. Visit GoFlyLNK